Yo, wait. This is fire. Wait, the album artwork makes so much more sense now because there was that. Ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, welcome back to another reaction. Today we are listening to Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. Oh, wrong button. Yay, Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers. Yay, woo! So what do I know about Phoebe Bridgers? I don't have a cricket sound, but imagine there being a cricket sound. Not really a whole lot. I listened to the Boy Genius album whenever that came out. I remembered having quite the emotional reaction to it. But honestly, I don't really know a whole lot about Phoebe Bridgers. Kind of embarrassing. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, okay, what? First you don't know Taylor, and now you don't know Phoebe Bridgers? Like, who do you know? You know, maybe you're a little bit valid on that. But what I'll say in rebuttal is there is a lot of music. There is a lot of music to listen to. Unfortunately, I haven't listened to it all. Whatever. We're not gonna look up any genius annotations for this album. We're just gonna listen to the music. We're gonna have the lyrics here just to kind of read them, I suppose, but I don't know. I like conjuring up my own meanings. I feel like going into it with genius already read kind of leads you into a direction, and that's no fun. It's like opening up a puzzle and the puzzle's already solved for you. It's more fun to kind of live with it and to kind of have this puzzle kind of unravel for you as we listen to it. So, quick little ramble. TLDR, we ain't got no Phoebe in our Serato, you know what I'm saying? The only thing I will read real quick is kind of a background just for some sort of framing device context of this album. So this album came out, Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers, came out June 18, 2020. So another COVID album. This says 3 years after the release of her debut full-length studio album, Stranger in the Alps, which is maybe something we can listen to at a later date, Phoebe Bridgers released her sophomore studio album, Punisher. The album was originally decided to release on June 19, 2020, but Bridgers decided to release the album a day early due to the events occurring worldwide around the same time of its release. Okay, interesting, and then it just looks like a bunch of collaborators, so. Kind of interesting, something I didn't note is that it looks like Julian Baker and Lucy Dacus, is that the pronunciation, are on this album. I only know Boy Genius. I didn't know, I thought that was like its own thing. So is that Phoebe's band? I don't know. It seems like their collaboration efforts are on here somewhat, so. And then it looks like kind of the chosen categories or genres for this album are indie rock, chamber folk, and psychedelic folk. The tags are sad, female vocalist, melancholic, sentimental, psychedelic. Okay, well, we're keeping up the sad trend, I guess. So anyways, Punisher, Phoebe Bridgers.
Yo, I'm editing this video right now. Me and my cat want to say, please subscribe and to follow on the Twitch channel because we do these live every Monday. Okay, bye-bye.
First track, DVD menu. Okay, I can't hit the microphone, so it seems like an instrumental track. All right, let's really listen here. Okay, really moody intro. Obviously, since this is an instrumental track, I'm just gonna kind of lead this into Garden Song. Interesting. Okay.
Someday I'm gonna live in your house up on the hill, and when your skinhead neighbor goes
What neighbor?
missing, I'll plant a garden.
Okay, let it cook.
In the yard, then they're. I don't know when you got taller.
Whoa.
See our reflection in the water.
Do I know this song?
Off a bridge at the Huntington. I hopped the fence when I was 17.
Ooh.
Then I knew what I wanted.
Ooh, nice little reverb swell there. Really kind of opening things up here. Okay, I'm gonna pause real quick. I'm sure they're about to cook here. I really haven't had a chance to pause quite yet. I'm gonna try not to pause too much. But let's kind of run through this real quick, just as a quick little breakdown. This one really just kind of feels like a longing for kind of a better life. Just kind of a sentimentality feeling behind that. I felt the need to pause, but keep rolling here.
Everything's growing in our garden.
Who's that bass vocal? That bass vocal's crazy.
You don't have to know that it's haunted. The doctor put her hands over my liver. She told me my resentment's getting smaller. I won't. I have everything I wanted.
Yeah, doing that reverb swell thing again. Nice little kind of like sidechain thing going on here with the kick and the instrumental. Kind of also this background kind of has like a radio kind of vibe going on. Kind of maybe playing off that DVD menu intro. I don't totally know what it means. Obviously we're like a song in, but let's talk about this cover art real quick. Sorry, I know I'm not really, I'm gonna get to the song, but I'm kind of just piecing together the vibe here. So we have DVD menu, Stranger in the Alps, has like a ghost theme to it. There's like the ghost on the cover art. Obviously she's a skeleton here. We have Halloween. So kind of some spooky imagery. Now kind of with the DVD menu and even kind of just like these like static warbles I'm hearing in the background. I'm kind of getting like a paranormal type activity sort of thing going on here in the background. I don't know totally what it means, but that's just kind of the vibe I'm getting. I guess it also kind of lends that she has the line, you don't have to know that it's haunted. I don't know how, but I'm taller. It must be something in the water. Everything's growing in our garden. You don't have to know that it's haunted, because didn't she say anything about, I'll plant a garden in the yard? It seems like kind of in these kind of previous verses, she really kind of is explaining that she has everything she wants. But if we back up here, it really seems, I mean, she has like resentment in the line here, but really kind of feels like really just kind of like a classic case of imposter syndrome. I don't know where Phoebe is at in terms of this album, where she's at in life. I don't know what the reception was to the first album was, but garden song. Interesting. Okay, we're still kind of getting into the world of the album here. Unfortunately, that's just kind of how it goes. So these first couple tracks are really going to kind of have to take the heat a little bit for me just to kind of get into the world, but really kind of getting kind of some insecurities from Phoebe here. So let's see where this kind of goes into. Track 3, Kyoto. Now, I don't know if I've heard this song, but I definitely know of it. The name sounds familiar, but I don't know. Maybe once I listen to it, I'll know what it sounds like, but I really love the texture of that main lead.
Day off in Kyoto, got bored at the time.
Great on that guitar.
Around at the 7-Eleven. The band took the speed train, went to the arcade. I wanted to go, but I didn't. You called me from a payphone. They still got payphones.
They still got payphones.
$1 a minute to tell me you're getting sober. And you wrote me a letter, but I don't have to read it.
Ooh.
Wanna kill you if you don't beat me to it.
Wow. Okay. Love this. Pick up, yeah. Ooh, horns. What the hell? The horn sounds so good here. Like, I feel like sometimes live bands on albums that other instrumentation comes in outside of like the band's typical like structure. You know, you typically have, you know what a band is. You have the guitar, you know, drums and all that. But like typically if like brass comes in, or if there's like a horn section, like saxophone and whatnot, sometimes it can really sound dry and not great. This is mixed perfectly right now. I'm really loving the way these horns came in. I'm gonna run this back real quick just to kind of hear how they come in. That was a cute little woo.
Park at the Goodwill, stare at the chemtrails with my little brother. He said you called on his birthday. You were off by like 10 days, but you get a few points for trying. Remember getting the truck fixed when you let us drive it. 25 felt like fire.
Okay, we're gonna pause. We're gonna pause before the bridge or the chorus or whatever this last breakdown is, because that's where we're pausing today. Now, obviously, Kyoto, Japan. There's a song on here, Chinese Satellite. So I don't know if it's just kind of, I don't know if some of these tracks are more autobiographical of kind of her singing about her life, of where she is actually at geographically. Kind of interesting, just kind of these locations that she's picking out here. But Dev in Kyoto got bored at the temple, looked around at the 7-Eleven. The band took the speed train. Okay, so it sounds like this is more of like an anecdotal song. Tell me you're getting sober and you wrote me a letter, but I don't have to read it. So obviously whoever she's getting this letter from seems to know, they seem to know each other really personally. But I'm gonna kill you if you don't beat me to it. I'm kind of thinking this is about herself, potentially. I don't know what her kind of past is of her getting sober. I don't even know if necessarily it's about drugs. Maybe it's just getting sober from this experience of kind of where she's at in life. He said you called on his birthday. So maybe it's not about herself. But maybe kind of the way that I'm thinking of this is maybe she's been away traveling and she's been kind of seeing the world. This kind of being her, like, with her brother is kind of throwing me off because that kind of like negates what this next line's about. But in my head canon, I kind of like in that she's kind of went to pursue her dreams. She's doing the music thing. She seems to have some kind of resentment towards it though, just because of the distance. Like she's kind of losing track of like family members. Like if this was about herself, I'm not entirely sure if this is about herself, but when you let us drive it, 25 felt like flying. 25 years when you let us drive it. So obviously her and her little brother, maybe it's about her dad or like some sort of parent figure. Because I feel like this is kind of a core potential parent moment of kind of letting your kid drive your car, whether it be like in a parking lot or something, not really going super fast. So maybe 25 miles per hour. But also, again, I don't know how old she is in the song, so maybe 25 years. It just felt like she's just kind of flying through time just because she's on the road or whatnot too. Okay, let's keep listening. We kind of have two potential theories here. Now the second verse kind of lends more so to not being maybe more of like a parental figure, but let's keep going. I don't forgive you. Okay.
25 felt like flying.
A lot of yapping. Big chorus. Is she a Scorpio? I don't know.
To your eyes until it happened. Then I changed my mind.
God, these horns. Drummer's killing it too? Yup. Guess I lied. I'm a liar. Who cares? Because I'm a liar. I'm not entirely sure. I like kind of both these running theories here that I got of what this could potentially be about. I'm thinking either father or potentially herself. I don't know how the first line would really relate to that. So seems like maybe it is about her father. Maybe her father's like an alcoholic or something. Maybe it's less about herself, but listen, we love a good double entendre. Maybe something's going on. Maybe there is some kind of drug use going on. I don't know if he'd be like that. I feel like a lot of album structures now really kind of go like, I'm going to not really count DVD menu. I totally don't know the function of that quite yet. Kind of doing like a Frank Ocean DVD type vibe thing. So whatever, I'll give her that. But typically I feel like the first track is usually more like a vibe setter. Then the second track is like the single. And then, the rest of the album kind of does what it needs to do. So I feel like this is kind of like the true like first more explosive moment. Garden Song really kind of was like the settling us into the mood of the album so far. So I'm just going to keep rolling. That was just a banger song. Epic. Great horns though. I'm really hung up on those horns, but that was awesome. Track 4, let's keep rolling. Track 4, Punisher. The titular track from Punisher. Okay, whatever. Oh, nice little piano bit going here. What instruments does Phoebe play? I don't know so much about that.
And the speed kicks in.
Ooh, well, these vocals are processed.
Out of the store.
Ooh! Oh, the vocoder! Wait, hang on, I gotta run this back. I was gonna see, because there was like a weird like delay to her vocals. They were super duper dry and up close with the piano, which really kind of lends to like that intimate feeling. But the vocoder underneath is like such an interesting flavor. Okay, because really the instrumentation here is really, really simple. You just got, left hand, right hand piano doing a little bit different bits, but there's like that. it almost sounds like the like not even like a string or like a synth, but really just like hitting like the high register of like a piano, or maybe it's just like a reverberation from like the strings. I don't know. It's a really weird pickup here. Okay. And the speed kicks in. Oh my god. Oh, the reverse?
The drugstores are open all night. The only real reason I moved to the east side. I love a good place.
I'm loving the soundscape.
Hide in plain sight. What if I told you I feel like I know you?
Okay, I'm not even, this is one of those instances, I'm not even listening to the words, but I seriously, I don't even, like, I seriously just got goosebumps the way that came in. I was expecting, like, some bigger, like, hard-hitting, like, drop thing here. It wasn't that, but it wasn't totally I don't know. It's like, let's run that one back. That was incredible.
To hide in plain sight. What if
Oh my god, I love this melody.
told you I feel like I know you? Hear so many stories of you at the bar. Most times alone and some looking worst, but never not sweet to the trust funds and punishers. Copycat killer with a chemical cut.
God, oh.
Either I'm careless or I
Oh, okay, we're gonna have to run that one
wanna
back.
get caught. Who I'm not. What if
Dude.
I told you I feel like I know you, but we never met.
I don't know what that sound is in the background. Very
For
mechanical.
the best, I can't open my mouth and forget how to talk. 'Cause even if I could, wouldn't know where to start, wouldn't know when to stop.
No, don't end like that. Okay, I'm this is one of those ones I'm gonna have to, unfortunately, sorry, me in post editing this, we're gonna have to run through these lyrics because I was just moved by the way her voice came in and the production surrounding it. Speed, drug. So maybe there is some kind of drug stuff going on here. Oh, hang on. Let me cook. So last song, I kind of said that there could be kind of some potential between her. The song could be about her or her father. Obviously, it seems like she's kind of mad at her father about kind of his potential like drinking use. I'm kind of seeing kind of like a, you know, apple don't far from the tree kind of thing going on here potentially, of kind of repeated behaviors. Now I don't know to the extent. I don't even know if this is totally an even reference to her, but there might be something there. This is gonna be a bookend moment. We're gonna put a pin there. But okay, what if I told you I feel like I know you, but we never met? So many stories of you at the bar. So copycat killer with the chemical cut. I still kind of have a hunch that this might also be about her father potentially. Seems like Snow White, maybe some kind of potentially another drug reference there, but obviously there's kind of a whole lot of like fantasy going on here in kind of this first verse. Now obviously she would know her father, she would know herself, but I don't know if maybe it's because of, how do I want to say this? Maybe they just feel distant on, because then there's also distance in, well, I guess Kyoto and whatever, the first song also kind of explained just kind of physical distance, but also emotional distance as well between, I'm going to say two characters, but obviously these are about real people. Interesting. Here's so many stories of you at the bar. which would kind of go in line with kind of what I was just talking about. But a copycat killer with a chemical cut and saying just before, I swear I'm not angry, that's just my face. I'm seeing some synergy here. I'm going to keep going, but I'm going to say that that's probably my favorite track so far. Again, on first listen, I know we just kind of read through the lyrics here just to kind of piece together what it's about, but even without that, I think instrumentation-wise and just the tone of her voice and just everything surrounding her voice was just incredible. Where, again, I feel like just listening to the lyrics here and interpreting them really was just only icing. So, track 5, we're going to get into it. Track 5, Halloween. Ooh, some dissonance there? There's like a really low pad. Just like a real light atmosphere. I love the panning on these. Ooh, bass.
Living by the hospital, the sirens go all night. I used to joke that if they woke you up, somebody better be dying.
Ooh, it's like a theremin there.
Tell me the truth. When you've been drinking and you're wearing a mask, baby, it's Halloween.
When you're drinking and you're wearing a mask.
And we can be anything.
Ooh.
Oh, come on.
Ooh, why?
We can be anything.
That bass tone right there. I don't know if it's totally a theremin, but it's theremin-like. Definitely kind of gives that spooky Halloween, but definitely real haunted, spooky Halloween vibe.
Baby, it's Halloween. And we can be
Is that timpani? What? This is a crazy arrangement. Or like a taiko drum? Like what?
There's a last time for everything.
Wow, these string runs are awesome. Ooh, piano coming?
Whatever you want.
Oh, who's his vocal?
Whatever you want.
The guy?
Whatever you want.
Okay, so seemingly the guy she's talking about? Really?
Whatever you want.
The piano's really light here. Like, it's barely in the mix. Just doom, doom, doom. Some really light chords. Oh, we're getting spooky again. Ooh. I really love that this whatever you want part, you know, I'll be whatever you want is one thing, but I really love that it ended off with just singular whatever you want. So really, I think the song's really kind of playing into the bit of, it seems like it's kind of more so relationship oriented here. Phoebe and Guy kind of being on these last parts. I know this is kind of our only frame of reference here, but it's kind of exile coded, I feel like, just kind of with these two characters kind of going back and forth here. So she kind of goes from the beginning. It seems like there's kind of a double entendre here. You know, when you've been drinking and you're wearing a mask, kind of relating back to kind of, you know, the substance abuse kind of going on. Seems to be a really common theme of this album, but it seems like whoever she's kind of dealing with here seemingly has kind of these issues. But really kind of the double entendre of it being Halloween We can be anything. Come on, man, we could be anything. Really kind of feels like a yearning for, really, I just feel like they're really trying to make this work. There's a last time for everything. Yeah, absolutely. There's a last time for everything. I don't know what this verse is about. Always surprised by what I do for love. Some things I never expect. They killed a fan down by the stadium. Was only visiting. They beat him to death. I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That's gonna be a genius annotation if I've ever seen one that we'll look at afterwards. But really, I really like this kind of the man saying whatever you want. I'll be whatever you want, and he's telling her these things. But it kind of fades off. It doesn't really feel like either of these characters really believe it. And then of course you kind of have Phoebe just kind of going at the end. Just whatever you want. She was really impassioned at the beginning of this album, really trying to convince this guy, and it seems like by the end she's really just kind of over it. Really, really unique way to kind of cover this dynamic. That's kind of what I'm getting from the song. Love that one. Some really cool arrangement stuff going on with the strings and the different panning. I've been really loving that about this album so far. And even just kind of these soundscapes, like there's some really just like low pad things going on, or just like granular textures kind of just zooming around. Really just adds a nice just blanket over everything. So yeah, that was another banger. I'm just going to let this kind of last couple seconds roll, and then we'll let it roll into the next song, which is Chinese Satellite.
Why would somebody do this on purpose? When they could
I liked a little bit of a different rhythm on both ear. Dun, 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 dun. There's like a little bit more rhythmic going on the right ear. It's a little bit quieter, but oh, nice reverse swells here. It's just like, whoa, wait, hang on. What was that?
With the same 3 songs over and over. I wish I
Yeah, some more of like this kind of radio interference.
So I learned the words. Took a tour to see the stars, but they weren't out tonight.
Groove.
So I wished hard on a Chinese satellite.
Ooh.
I want to believe. Instead I look at the sky and I feel nothing. I hate to be alone. I want to be wrong. You were screaming at the evangelicals.
Oh, God.
They were screaming right back from what I remember.
Oh, God, the way that drum fill came in was incredible.
But I'd stand on the corner, embarrassed with a picket sign. If it meant I would see you when I die. Sometimes, but that's impossible. I want to believe that if I go outside and see a tractor beam coming to take me to where I'm from, I want to go home.
Yes, outro. Yes. Thank you. I'm so happy they let that outro run out like that. Okay, this might be a new favorite. Wow, that was beautiful. That also almost got me a little bit emotional again. Really feels, I mean, you were screaming at the evangelicals. They were screaming right, picket sign. So it seems like kind of like a religion critique, but not just that seems really, for me, just to say religious critique. I mean, it seems really kind of discrediting kind of the nuance here. Okay, let's run through this. Seemingly we're still kind of in this world of her touring. She was in Japan, now she seems to be in China, but I don't know if she's necessarily in China. I guess the Chinese satellites are kind of everywhere, but I think that's a really interesting line and just kind of dichotomy between the stars and the Chinese satellite. I want to believe, instead I look at the sky and I feel nothing. It's like she's believing to see stars and she's getting like a paper lantern, essentially. So does she just feel like when she looks up at the sky, she doesn't feel like there's, let's cook. But I'd stand in the corner embarrassed with a picket sign. So like those people that like preach about religion and kind of push, ideologies, not getting political, whatever, pushing religion or whatever. That's not the point here. That's not the point here. It's just saying like she would absolutely believe in something, but she just can't find evidence of it. So when she looks at the sky to see stars, like kind of like with like the morning birds in their song, is it beautiful? Is it unique? Is it a function of the world? Yes. But she just feels apprehensive to fully say that there's a bigger picture kind of beyond this. And yeah, we absolutely can understand that. I want to believe that if I go outside, I'll see a tractor beam. Now that's interesting, tractor beam. Because that's not really going on the religion imagery. That's kind of going on UFO aliens. But I don't know if maybe she's just kind of really, really hoping for just anything out there besides whatever's here. She's really hoping, whether it be God or aliens or whatever, come and take me where I'm from. I want to go home. Which is also interesting, saying that she wants to go home in relation to, I guess in the context of this song, you think, death, God, religion, home would be like heaven. But also this kind of wanting to go home throughout the whole album of kind of her, wow, that's a really great kind of, because she's kind of touched upon the same theme, but really under a different lens. In one instance, it's kind of emotionally distance and her wanting to go home and talk about her family. Then there's also on like a geographical front of, literally being across, the ocean. And then there's kind of this want to go home of kind of on a religious front here too. That's a really cool perspective that this opens up here. And this kind of Chinese satellite imagery really kind of opens the floor open for that. Fire song. That might be my favorite so far. That might absolutely be my favorite so far. Blows my mind that song only has 55 million. Yes, that's a lot of streams, but that's like what, third lowest here? That's crazy to me, but whatever. Anyways, next song, track 7, Moon Song. Ooh, stripping things back. I guess that was kind of more of an explosive moment, so I can understand this kind of stripping things back.
But I had to carry you.
Ooh.
You pushed me in, and now my feet can't touch the bottom of you.
Nice little vocal swell there. They've been really doing that on this
You
album. Ooh,
couldn't have,
that knock. Ooh.
you couldn't have
Oh, that snare texture. It's like
stuck your tongue down the throat.
it's like they got like the towel on the snare, really deadening that sound. Stuck your.
Who loves you more? Like a dog
Ooh.
with a bird at your door.
Yup. I really love these breaks in between verses. Really, just to let the mood thicken. Ooh.
Sad that his baby died.
Eric Clapton? Question mark?
We fought about
I think that's who that's by. I mean, if they said baby died, then I feel like that checks out.
until I cried.
Okay, hang on. We hate. Okay, I don't actually. Okay, let's run. I'm gonna kind of beef through this because I really haven't been focusing on the lyrics once again. Who would have thought? And you pushed me in, and now my feet can't touch the bottom of you. That's a crazy line, but I don't know what that means. Down the throat of somebody who loves you more. Dog with a bird at your door. This constant back and forth. You asked me to walk home, but I had to carry you. Kind of seems like she's kind of given chances here, and whoever this is really keeps fucking it up. To put it lightly, seemed to be fucking cheating on her, but she still is wanting to return. I think it's interesting. A dog with a bird at your door, kind of like obviously the bird is dead though. Like she's back, but now she's with like a dead animal, kind of like baggage. Interesting. Okay, let's keep going. But we hate Tears in Heaven, but it's sad that his baby died. we thought about John Lennon until I cried. I mean, obviously it seems like that. I mean, that line just really seems like kind of reiterating kind of this quarrel here. But we hate Tears in Heaven. So we hate Tears in Heaven, but it's sad that his baby died. So is that a thought that Phoebe's having? Really kind of showing some like empathy here, and this other character just seemingly just doesn't have that. That's kind of what I'm getting from these lines here. But okay, let's keep going.
And then went to bed,
Oh, these drum fills are so tasteful.
upset. Now I am dreaming and you're singing at my birthday.
Huh.
And I've never seen you smiling so big.
Okay, where are we gonna go here?
If I could give
Yup.
you the moon,
Oh.
I would give you
Kick pattern. Okay, we're breaking it up. Okay, snare.
You are sick and you're married and you might be dying, but you're holding me like water in your hands. When you saw
Wow.
the dead little bird, you started crying, but you know the killer
Ooh.
doesn't understand.
Wow, that was an awesome build at the end there. Standout line here is, but you're holding me like water in your hands. And bringing back kind of that bird imagery. When you saw the dead little bird, you started crying, but you know the killer doesn't understand. The only thing I'm confused about is why is the birthday nautical themed? I don't entirely know what that's about. I don't know if that's just flavor text for the song. I don't know if there's kind of a bigger meaning to this. Really interesting naming conventions, though. We have Garden Song, and now we have Moon Song, which I think is kind of funny. Very, very candid. Yeah, that was great. I don't know totally kind of... I mean, I get the references, but I don't totally get the references. So if anyone can elaborate on that a little bit more, please do so. But track 8, Savior Complex. Ooh. Nice vibraphone or glockenspiel type thing. Ooh. Yeah.
Emotional affair,
The way this melody line comes in is so interesting, though.
overly sincere, smoking in the car, windows up, crocodile tears from the tap till it's clear.
Another water, like faucet, like tear, like emotion reference here.
Wake up
Oh.
and start a big fire.
God, the atmosphere in this room is so big.
Room, apartment,
Ooh.
but I'm too
This is my only frame of reference, but that was like the most Lizzie McAlpine chord change I've ever heard in my life.
contest all the bad dreams that you had.
Oh, I love that. They go, and then they like drop back down and they go back. I'm sounding crazy right now.
Contest all the bad dreams that you had.
Go back into it.
Show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Huh. Okay, awesome strings. Emotional affair, overly sincere, smoking in the car, windows up. Drowning followed by fire imagery. Kind of interesting. Wake up and start a big fire in our one-room apartment. So obviously it seemed like they're fighting. Emotional affair, overly sincere. Okay, I'm gonna keep rolling here. I'm still not totally sure what to make out of this one. Oh.
One hand on the wheel, one in your mouth. Turn me on and turn me down. Baby, you're a vampire with a savior complex.
Oh, I'm loving the way these.
All the skeletons
I was just about to say that. I'm loving the way these are resolving, but
show me yours, and I'll show you mine.
oh, things are getting muffled here. Is that snoring or like? Snoring like the dreams, but also kind of sounds like TV static. Wow. Again, you can't see it, but I got goosebumps right now. This arrangement's so pretty. Ooh. Bad dream sequence again. Oh, we ended kind of scary there. Ended a little bit unresolved. Really, that last minute of music, all the bad dreams that you hide, show me yours. I really like that kind of like dream sequence kind of vibe going on with the strings. Really kind of felt, especially with the way kind of like it got muffled and like, sure, maybe that's, I don't know if that was like a snoring sound with dreams maybe, but also kind of sound like TV static. It really kind of sounded like an old film there for a little bit, just kind of the way like the filter came on. Like it felt like there was like kind of like a filter, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of tweaking on that, but really kind of gave it like an older timey feel, like that nostalgia factor a little bit, which I feel like kind of plays into dreams. So vibe wise, I really like the way this one kind of came together, but lyrical wise, kind of interesting. Call me when you land, I'll drive around again. We know Phoebe's been kind of around, you know, on different locations on this album. But call me when you land seems like it's something from someone else's perspective, maybe. If Phoebe is landing, you know, traveling. I'll drive around again, one hand on the wheel, one in your mouth. All the skeletons you hide, okay, album cover. Skeletons in the closet, show me yours and I'll show you mine. So really, I mean, it seems like this is kind of seemingly going back to this relationship. I'm not entirely sure about this perspective on the second verse, but the savior complex, it's kind of interesting in the context of a relationship. I don't know if Phoebe thinks that she can, you know, these people that she's with, that unfortunately, whether they were kind of always like this or, you know, I don't want to say let her on, but kind of gave her a different impression. And then as she kind of got, well, I guess these are inherently how these people are, but once you got to know these people, you know, are starting, you know, as she said, you know, pissing contests and whatnot. I don't know if she feels that she's meant to fix these people. That's really the only kind of thing that can kind of correlate savior complex with like a relationship like this. So I don't know if this kind of dream sequence type thing going on in the end here is really just kind of like her, well, seemingly dreaming for what could be, but obviously kind of the way the song ended didn't really pan out. So interesting one. This one I'm gonna have to come back to. I feel like the imagery here is a little bit more cryptic, especially that second verse. I really don't know what to make about this. One hand on the wheel, one in your mouth is kind of crazy. Turn me on and turn me down, kind of crazy. Maybe you're a vampire. Vampires, skeletons, you know, we're getting spooky imagery again, Halloween, radio static. I'm still not quite sure about what to make about this haunted imagery quite yet, but we got 3 more tracks. Let's keep chugging though. 9th track, let's keep rolling. 9th track, I See You. Ooh. Interesting timbre here. Right from the jump, the way this is produced, was this like a single? This feels more singlish. This doesn't feel like an album cut. I don't know how to explain it.
My whole life, and I get this feeling whenever I feel good. It'll be the last time, but I feel something when I see you now.
Ooh.
I feel something when I see you.
Put RC20 on that guitar or whatever.
'Cause I don't know what I want until I fuck it up.
I'm just gonna let this one ride, I think. Ooh. I love these builds. These builds are really cool.
But I feel something when I see you now. I feel something.
Just totally stripped back now. And we're gonna build it back up. Okay, unfortunately, reading time, because I didn't really pay attention to the lyrics. The dystopian morning light pouring. That's an interesting like word there to kind of describe that. I don't know. This song really feels just kind of like a part two, especially to like the last song. The last songs was kind of her being in like the thick of these sort of situations and kind of processing her emotions. I feel like this song is more so like she's processed her emotions. Okay, this song gets kind of specific. I don't know. Now I can't even get you to play the drums. I don't know if that's in reference to someone or something. So I feel like I'm kind of missing something there. I don't know what. I hate your mom. I hate when she opens her mouth. It's amazing to me how much you can say when you don't know what you're talking about. Like truly, like she just had enough. The climax to this like relationship or whatever this potential, I don't even say relationship, but whatever this kind of back and forth has been going on throughout this album with someone. So I don't know if this is, I mentioned that she dated Bo Burnham. I don't remember Bo Burnham playing the drums, so probably not about him, but I don't know. But really just kind of feels like a conclusion or like a climax to kind of these emotions throughout this album. So I'm going to leave it at that. Track 10, Graceland Too. Now not 2, but Graceland 2. Alright, we're getting folky on this one.
No longer a danger to herself or others. She made up her mind and laced up her shoes. Yelled down the hall, but nobody answered.
Nice like banjo action going on
She
here.
walked outside.
On like just like the downbeat.
an excuse, but she's not
Okay, I like that line right there. I feel like it's really kind of touching on like how she kind of felt.
So she picks a direction.
I'm gonna shut up for a minute.
It's 90 in Memphis. Turns up the music so thoughts don't intrude. I'm asking for it if they do. Doesn't know
That's a different vocal.
what she's gonna do.
That doesn't sound like Phoebe. This harmony.
So we spent what was left of our serotonin.
Oh, I love this patch
Put
here.
you on our cheeks and stare at
Okay, moon song.
She knows she lived through it to get
Chew on our
to
cheeks.
this moment. Ate a sleeve of saltines on my floor, and I knew that I would do anything. I will do anything, whatever you want me to do. I will do whatever she wants. Whatever she wants, whatever she wants, whatever she wants.
This is really okay. You probably saw me for the last minute really just kind of like doing one of these and kind of really thinking here. This vocal harmony doesn't seem to be hers, right, in this song. And if we're, repetition legitimizes, right? And if we already have a song with whoever that guy was that was providing vocals, seemingly taking the place of a character in this kind of scene here, and there's another female, surely there has to be kind of a purpose for it, but I don't know of another female character. Let's run back. No longer a danger to herself or others, she made up her mind and laced up her shoes. Predictably winds up thinking of Elvis. I don't know I don't know why, and wonders if he believes songs could come true. Chew on our cheeks. That's such an interesting... What an interesting image, to chew on our cheeks. I mean, I do that sometimes when I'm nervous. We spent what was left of our serotonin, like her social batteries out. I don't know. Ate a sleeve of saltines on my floor. I don't... That line's kind of crazy to me, because I'm one who loves, you know, a good saltine every once and again, but a sleeve on the floor? That's gonna get messy. Girl, you're gonna get crumbs everywhere. What are you thinking? I don't know. There's really this kind of patch here and this part kind of got my mind thinking, because we really haven't heard anything kind of about that drug storyline. There was, you know, that speed reference. Using up serotonin like this and kind of chewing on her cheeks and laced up kind of gives me some drug imagery again here. I don't know why else. I don't know why else that would kind of be there. The only thing is, I don't know what it means. I don't know who this is in regards to. I don't know this other character. I don't know even potentially who this is about. I don't know if this is about Phoebe or someone else, whatever she wants. So I don't get, again, I don't know if this is like a introspection, like her battling within herself sort of thing, but I would think if that was the case, that it would have been her vocal and then her harmonizing, but it really sounded like it was a different vocal harmonizing with her. So the end of this album has really been kind of ambiguous. We're really kind of getting to where, like, I'm seeing like themes of this album kind of closing up here and kind of tying knots, but I just don't know to like which stories, you know? Let's talk enough about the lyrics. Folk vibe was awesome. Great instrumentation. Really kind of gave kind of a nice breath of fresh air to the album. I feel like there really wasn't any sort of like electronic warbles or any sort of like that distortion in this one. Also kind of interesting. I feel like I mentioned the other song, kind of like that dream sequence, kind of like oldies, like kind of like vibe of just like nostalgia. But I think it's kind of interesting with this kind of going folky here, kind of emulating that, and this not having any sort of like distortion like that. This story is very pure, not only just Phoebe speaking anecdotally, but also in the music in itself. And there has to be an intention to that, a reason for why that is. I feel it, but I don't know. So let's hear our last track here. Track 11. I Know the End, Phoebe Bridgers, Punisher. Been a great ride so far, but let's see how this closes out. Ooh, organ? I know I just kind of rambled there, but I remember that we're picking up from like a folk background, so this organ kind of
somewhere in Germany, but
church
I
religious
can't
imagery.
face it. Man, I hate this part of Texas. Close my eyes, fantasize. 3 clicks and I'm home.
Okay. Wizard of Oz,
When I
yeah.
get back, I'll lay around, then
Kind of
I'll
giving that old
get
vibe though.
up and lay back down.
Huh.
Romanticize
3 clicks and I'm home. Wizard of Oz. I hate this part of Texas, you know, Toto, or like Kansas, whatever, you know, Wizard of Oz, whatever she wants to go home to. I don't know. I can't remember where the heck she was from, but I should probably know that considering Wicked 2 is coming out shortly here. But interesting though, not just, I know I'm pausing early, but interesting that she's not only using that to reference her wanting to go home, traveling and whatnot, but also the reference in itself kind of has like this mystical element to it. And that example has like that old-timey energy. And with there being the first track being DVD menu or whatever, kind of blends into like that like warped sense of reality. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up here for a minute. But that is an interesting really reference here, especially on the last track here.
There's no place like my
Okay.
room,
Another reference.
but you had to go. I know.
Ooh, background texture.
Like a wave that crashed and melted on the shore. Not even the burnouts are out here anymore.
Ooh.
And you had to go. I know.
Vinyl?
I know,
Heard of vinyl crackle?
I know. I'm always pushing you away from me, but you come back with gravity.
Oh, that's a great line.
And when I call, you come home.
When I call you come.
A bird in your
Bird in your teeth? Oh my god. Okay, this is a
So I got
great end cap moment here though.
I know.
Ooh. Okay, birds are singing. Okay. Count us in. Ultraviolet.
Cover me up when looking for
Creation myth? Okay, yeah, we're really...
creation myth. Ended up with a pair of cracked lips.
Huh.
Windows down, scream along to some America First rap country song.
Okay.
A slaughterhouse, an outlet mall, slot machines, fear of God. Windows down, heater on, big bolt of lightning.
Oh, the lightning? I feel like we heard that sound earlier in the album too.
Convinced it's a government drone or an alien spaceship.
Okay, building?
We're not alone.
Horns?
Find a new place to be from.
Haunted house?
House with
Picket sign, picket fence?
to float around.
Yo, everything's happening right now.
I'm not afraid to disappear. The billboard said the end is near. I turned around, there was nothing there. Yeah, I guess the end is here.
Oh, the chant, okay. All the players in the story are singing along. Oh! Oh, that guitar tone. Okay, we're instrumental from here on out. What the hell? Halftime? Yeah, roll. Oh. Okay. Okay, let's do our classic rundown, but what the hell? That was okay. Without speaking of the song itself, incredible like full circle album moment. Hopefully we can kind of piece together what it all means here as we kind of dive through this, but touched upon so many themes of this album. I know I kind of discussed kind of like this Wizard of Oz being someplace foreign, being someplace that's unknown, and kind of the want to go home potentially, but also not really, just kind of like that divide of not being sure. But then kind of the references here at the end are really interesting. When the sirens sound, you'll hide under the floor. But I'm not gonna go down my hometown in a tornado. I'm gonna chase it. I know I gotta go now. So this is like really her just being like, I feel like a lot of this album is her thinking she wants to go home, her not really knowing where home is. And as she traveled and came back home, or kind of has like had run-ins with contacting back, at her house, or just kind of, wherever she grew up from or whatever, I feel like she realized from the distance and just living away, she just doesn't know where home is. And I feel like she's just trying to chase her hometown feeling somewhere else. Let's keep going. This is really interesting though. Driving out into the sun, let the ultraviolet cover me up. So ultraviolet rays, sun. Went looking for a creation myth. So this is kind of her going back into like the Chinese lantern, whatever the song was. Chinese satellite. I said that really confidently. Chinese satellite. So she's like looking for God. But obviously she's driving into the sun and her lips are cracked. You know, she's not finding what she's looking for. So she's not finding what she's looking for at home. She's not finding what she's looking for with God. This America First rap country song, a slaughterhouse and outlet mall, slot machines, fear of God. So she also mentioned about picket fence, which I know she said picket fence, but wait, is a government drone or an alien ship? Because there was that one imagery. Yo, wait. This is fire. Wait, the album artwork makes so much more sense now. Because there was that one song, I think in the Chinese satellite, something with like a tractor beam or something. But this is like a lore song. It's a government drone or an alien spaceship. So this is kind of leading to that. But now I didn't even really think about the album artwork. I don't know exactly where she's at, but it seems like she's somewhere out in like Nevada. I'm getting Nevada vibes because I know she said somewhere else, but seems very, you know, out in the open, and that's where kind of like all this extraterrestrial stuff happens, but it's nighttime and there's this big beam on her. That's pretty, but what does it mean? Okay, that's fire, but like, over the coast, everyone's convinced it's a government drone or alien spaceship. Either way, we're not alone. I'll find a new place to be from. So she feels like she's an alien or alienated from home. Oh, wait. And then also with like the static and like, wait, yo, this is fire. So like also with the static and like, there's all that like, not alien, but also like, this is really interesting. Like all these like myths and legends with like the haunted imagery. And like you have like, you know, TV static related to like ghosts and whatnot. But also that's like alien interference and whatnot. What? A haunted house with a picket fence to float around and ghost my friends. Okay. Classic. Now I'm not afraid to disappear. So now she's no longer afraid to disappear. She's no longer, you know, afraid of, you know, leaving home. She feels alienated, but that's just how she feels. That's just is what it is. She is the alien. The billboard said the end is here. I turned around. There was nothing there. Yeah, I guess the end is here. And that outro was crazy. Instrumentally just feels very cathartic. I don't know if there's some lore bit to this album. Maybe it's another classic example of me missing lore, but I guess how am I supposed to know that when I'm thinking of each of these songs as like their own little isolated capsules? But okay, let's get into the end thoughts here. I know the end really did a great tie-up of a lot of this album's themes, which seemingly seem to be isolation, whether it be on tour, you know, doing what she needs to do professionally and feeling some kind of reluctance of feeling like she's worth it. But then also kind of those same feelings are also seem to pop up in her personal life as well in separate and similar ways, whether it be like in a relationship with a potential lover and just kind of feeling emotionally distant with these people. Savior complex seemingly tying into helping this person. Now that I'm kind of thinking about it, savior complex could also not be also trying to save this person that she's in a relationship, but she also mentions about her relationship with her dad and kind of substance abuse issues, whether it be with herself and also with her father, and how her and her father might have more in common than they think. And it's kind of one thing to kind of stomach, especially as a kid. But sorry, my mind is really kind of just juggling here. But wow, that was fire. That was a fire closer to this album. The only thing that's really kind of throwing me off is really the ending is more so UFO related. Now some of like her wearing the skeleton suit, and this, you know, song being Halloween and some like the other TV static. I feel like TV static, and I kind of attributed it, gave her a bone here of kind of being more so extraterrestrial, but I feel like it's more so related to paranormal and ghosts, which I guess paranormal can be UFOs as well. Really interesting though that her kind of blending those two ideas of kind of ghosts and UFOs. But okay, let me cook. But it's also really interesting with her touching upon religion as well. I think ghosts, you know, people believing ghosts either goes against or is a part of some religions. I think that's interesting, an interesting tie-in there. Same with aliens as well. Sometimes confirming or denying their existence is kind of one thing. You know, if you believe in aliens, is that kind of void believing in God, potentially, and especially kind of with her perspective of, you know, seemingly kind of being a little bit on the fence with that. Interesting. Okay, I feel like I've said a lot, but I don't know how to tie the kind of bow on this. There's just kind of a lot of themes that are really masterfully woven together throughout this album. And I'm really glad that this has a 40-minute runtime because it's not super duper bloated either. It's really, really tight. Yeah, that was fire. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling here. Punisher, Phoebe Bridgers. I know we've been kind of on like a singer-songwriter kick here. Again, planning to do Preacher's Daughter, but if you have any sort of recommendations in the same vein as this, please let me know. I know this, and not really Preacher's Daughter, but I guess from what I know of Preacher's Daughter, it's kind of spooky. So I'm trying to stay in like the Halloween vibe since we're in October as of recording here. But any recommendations is welcome as well, because once we get past this, you know, we're going to listen to some other things. So thanks for watching. If you're here with me still, I appreciate you being here. Just for posterity, just for fun, because we've been seeing some kind of tremendous growth. As of recording this, we are at 384 subscribers. I've seen some really bonkers growth here on the YouTube channel, so I really appreciate the love and support recently. Part of it might be attributed to reacting to Taylor Swift, but hopefully if you stayed for that and you watched this, hopefully you stick around for other reviews and whatnot and other reactions and whatever else we come up with in the future. But anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Love you. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.